Alright men, let's get this AMA thing started. There was actually a surprising amount of questions. I did not expect that. So I might make this a two-parter. In any case, this one is called Part 1, but then again, you'd already know that at this point. So let's get started. I think the first question is from Crockery. What is your real first name? With all the Robert jokes, I get curious. I'm not sure how the Robert jokes would make you curious, but my name is Jesper. Where the fuck are you in DK? Well... How do you take your coffee, tea? I don't really. I don't like hot beverages. I do, however, sometimes partake in a little bit of this old sippage of iced tea. It's alright. What's your blood type? No idea. Do you plan on doing every Resident Evil in the series? I would like to, but no. I do not own a console, nor am I ever going to. So the ones that are on those, I'm not going to do. Which is a shame, because I really want to do Veronica. Online also seemed okay, but... and also the Umbrella Mongery, or whatever the fuck it's called, that was on PC, doesn't seem very appealing. I'm not too happy with it. I'll definitely have a look at the new Revelations, if they're making a third one, which I think they will. They're pretty successful. And apparently they're remaking 2, so I'm hoping that's going to be good as well. Also 6 I'm a bit reluctant with. I might do that with Weenie, if I can convince him. Ever plan on getting back to Dishonored or Reading with Rufus? Yes and yes. The problem with Reading with Rufus is that conditions need to be very, well, I don't know how to put that. Optimal for me to do that? Which means that allergies are not allowed. Speaking of, and not much noise around me, and I need to be clear of mind. I'm not usually lucky enough to have all 3 of those, but yeah, I plan on doing some of them. Dishonored, I of course fucked up my save file, so I'm gonna have to redo that. But yes, I plan to getting back to that. On a scale from 1 to 10, how stabbable are you? I don't know, depends on what you mean. Stabbable, as in how easily the knife will slide into my flesh, or how much you want to stab me when you see me. I think if you... Maybe a 2 and an 8? Or just do the median and 3? I don't know. Here's Nixiter. Nixiter, how did you get into tabletop RPGs? I don't know why I said his name twice. I'm not asking him, he's asking me. Okay, I've actually only ever done one tabletop RPG, and that was recently. What I consider real life stuff, tabletop, not internet stuff. I used to run a site, which is kind of like a forum RP, where there was a lot of text crap. My English was way better back then, I feel, but it's easier to be coherent on text than when you're put on the spot. My very first proper RP was Paranoia. And, well, you have all had access to everything I've done since, so... What's your favorite genre? Fuck the French, I think. If it's their fault. Fuck them regardless. Of video games, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I like about video games, and really the stuff I like is in the same genre. It's hard to explain. I like games that have some sort of progression and persistence, and I also like games that are kind of difficult, open worldsy stuff. I don't know, kind of... I just want survival crap, and preferably co-op. I don't know. I would say, if you'd asked me 2 years ago, or something like that, I would probably have said horror, because, well... But that's, I mean... That genre doesn't really exist anymore properly. It's all jump scares now. I don't know. I can't answer that one, I'm sorry. What the fuck is Nigel? Well, if I'll direct you to the Lost Crown playlist and let you experience that for yourself. You ever wonder what York is like? Yeah, pure mad fabled land like Big Egg York. No shit for you, Ruyo asks. Will Reading with Rufus return? I've already answered that. Yes. You played a lot of Resident Evil. How do you feel about Silent Hills in terms of both enjoyment and let's play potential? I never really been a fan of Silent Hill. I thought they were. It's weird. Normally, horror generally, you take something that's normal and then you just warp it ever so slightly, so you get into that uncanny valley feeling. Silent Hill has been heralded as one of the games that did that best. I thought they twisted the knob a bit too much, and it went over... Well, it just went completely over into the opposite ditch, as we say here in DK, and it went into silly territory. Silent Hill, for me, is both boring and not scary, sadly. Of course, this leaves me a lot of room to talk shit about it, but a lot of people like Silent Hill, and no one likes to see someone bash games that they actually enjoy. I mean, everyone seemed to enjoy me taking the piss out of Nigel, but we can all agree that that was a shitty fucking game. Not a lot of people agree with that in Silent Hill, so I think I'd probably alienate most of you if I played one of those. I have played 2 and 3, for the record. Let's see here. Aside from H.P. Lovecraft, what authors' books do you enjoy? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've read a bunch of stuff, but I'm not really sure that I enjoyed most of it. I've had the misfortune of reading most of Wheel of Time, and I think that's sort of ruined me. I don't really do authors. I really liked The Passage by something Cronin, I think he was called, and then he made the sequel, and then that was shit. So I kind of have a difficult time just going, this author is good, this author, go do him. So, yeah, I give you some recommendations on books, but that would just have been of the small pile I've read. I haven't really read much in my life until recently, because I figured out it helped me sleep, so I started just devouring books before bed, which means that I haven't actually read a lot. I've just started recently, so I can only really compare to what I've read, which isn't a lot, so a small pool of reference, so I don't really feel qualified to give much of an opinion on that. Did you graduate university? No. I tried twice, once with a business communication, international, which was boring as shit, and then one applied philosophy, which was really, really interesting, but leading into what's my day job, I am on the brew, because my brain does not lend itself to normal hours very well, which means that there's a lot of insomnia and not really being awake at, well, you've probably seen my streams when they come up. I sleep either a lot or not a lot, and none of that really lends itself to a stable work hour show uppery, what's it called, attendance. Yeah, so that's a bit shit, but I'm working on that, but the way the system works, it takes time, so that's a bit crap. I really wanted to finish the applied philosophy though, but I would just slowly disintegrate while I was trying to do that, which is not conducive to actually finishing your semester. Oh, that was dour. What's my day job? Well, nothing. What other countries have you visited? Another one asked you how many countries in Europe I've been in. That's probably also the same. I've been in Czechoslovakia, I've been in Germany, I've been in France, I've been in Sweden, I've been in Norway. I believe that's it. I am not very happy with flying, so I haven't really gone to many places. And as you'd probably guessed from my work status, I do not have the greatest funds, so whenever I go traveling, it's usually backpacking, because it's cheap and I really, really enjoy it. And that would be in Sweden. Which would you like to visit? There are a lot of places I would like to visit, but I'm sort of limited by money and the people that are there. Like, the US and Japan are really beautiful countries, I've heard, but they have Americans and Japanese in them respectively, which sort of keeps me from having anything to do with that. How did you stumble upon Halloween, Kikoski, and the rest of the crew? Well, I played League of Legends while watching Halloween. who I found through his Penumbra Let's Play back in the day. I had a version of Penumbra that wouldn't work. Every time I tried to leave the cavern in the beginning, the fucking thing would crash. So I would, after trying to fix the fucking thing, I figured, fuck it, I'll just watch someone else play it. And that's the first time I found a Let's Play. And that was Weenie, dicking around in Penumbra. And then one day he posted some League of Legends shit, and I figured, fuck it, why the hell not? I tried to add him, and he accepted, and we played some games, and through him I met Kikoskia and the rest of the cunts. So, yeah, don't pester him on LOL, though. That's not kosher. How do you deal with having such a long ball sack? I generally wear trousers. I try to wear underwear as well, otherwise they can sort of flee down one leg. There's also a knot you can do, which prevents testicular torsion while keeping the ballsack taut. It is alright. How did you get into LPing? Armor Customs ask. Oh, I forgot some of your names, I'm sorry. Well, due to my brain, talking shit and doing something at the same time actually makes it easier for me. I have a notoriously bad concentration and memory. But if I'm talking about the things I'm doing, it's kind of like taking notes. It's as if it registers more. It's like there's this problem with committing things from short-term memory to long-term memory. If I say something, if I ask someone to remind me of something, just the act of saying it makes it easier to remember. So playing games is actually easier for me when I talk shit. And also I've been known to make people laugh, so it's a win-win, I guess. Unless you're offended, then I have been known to offend people. But that's okay. I mean, so yeah. I figured the logical step would be to Let's Play, and then I tried that, and my internet was too shit to do anything properly. And as you can probably see, I'm a stickler for quality. I do not want to waste anyone's time by uploading grimy videos with shit quality. I do not appreciate that. If I look at the analytics, people have literally spent days watching my shit. Days. I think it might even be a year and something. Total watch time, and that's a lot of time. I mean, considering how long I've spent compressing and stuff like that. I mean, okay, so I upload 1.5 hour video. That takes me about 4 hours total compressing and uploading. But that's passive. That's fine, and that means you get a good quality video. If I put a poorer quality video to save me 2 hours of my time, which then makes a week of you guys' time less enjoyable, I think that wouldn't be worth it. I just want to upload, at least, if I can't be entertaining and not talk shit, at least you can have good quality audio and video. What the fuck, that was a weird tangent. Here we go. Was this about the ball sack? No, okay. How does one homo? I don't know, Armor. I've tried. But it's just, I keep asking on stream, how do I homo? But no one's ever endeavored to try and explain this to me. Let's see, I have a text file here. Isengard Hates You asks, what is the secret to your boyish good looks? I'm just going to pretend you're not sarcastic at all here and say, have genetics that allow you to actually have a hair, and then don't shave your head or cut the hair short, because that's a cop-out, and avoid having a beard, because that's also, it's sort of like, the more indifferent you are about your looks, the more likely you are to grow a beard and shave your head. So don't be indifferent, actually care. And there's this one with the melted John Goodman asking, alright, I've been meaning to ask this. The person playing Sonya in Somnus Apopex, is he, she, a guy or girl? Because it sounds like she's a woman. But microphones do things to people's voices. So it could be a dude, I don't know, it really doesn't matter. I just wanted to know if you came across one of the rare female tabletop players. Aw. The truth is, I don't know. I have not, I think he likes the pronoun he, but I don't think I've not really asked nor seen pictures, so I think that's up in the air. I don't know. Might be. I mean, you could, hit it if it's feminine enough for you, I guess. Go for it, man. And there we got Foxy Lucy asking me, I guess my only question is are you and Boyce holding up okay? Yes, Boyce was at the vet a while ago, and there was a bit of crap with that, but she's alright now, it seems. And I am also okay. I am of good health, a little sniffly, but that's pollen for you, but apart from that, it's okay. And you have, and how are my trees? Well, here's a video. Right, here's the video of the plants. These are Empress trees, the big ones. I had a lot of them. You see, some of them are having a shit time. This one's doing a lot better. They, what happened was I bought some redwood seeds, and with them was this free packet of Empress tree seeds. So I planted those, but fucking hell, those sprouted. The redwoods was supposed to be 1 in 10 seeds would sprout. I bought 50, but the Empress trees, fucking hell, I got about 50 of these fucking things. This is what's left that I haven't been able to give away, or what hasn't died over the winter. They need to be planted out now, but yeah. This is one of the 2 surviving redwood. It's tiny. This is a giant sequoia. Well, right now it's just a sequoia, but it's going to be a giant sequoia. Isn't so far. This is the other one. It's doing a lot better. Yeah, that's how my trees are. Right, and back to the questions. Here's Rumpy asking, what's been your favourite LP so far and why? That's actually a tough one, because I've enjoyed some of them for different reasons. I really liked revisiting Nocturne, for example, because that's pretty much my childhood, and I hadn't played that in almost 16 years. And that was really... that was really fun to go back and do. It was awkward to video though. Fraps didn't like it. It was old. It didn't run very well, and fucking hell, the controls. But it was fun looking back on it. I also liked my dual Resident Evil with Weenie, where he played Jill and I played Chris hard mode. But I think my favorite probably is Lost Crown. Don't shit yourselves yet. Let me explain. It's simply because that was the one that I really feel brought the people sort of together. It was the one where you guys, there was most interaction with you guys on that one, which really made it worth it, I feel. Because it was so stupid a game, it was so dumb, but we all got together around how dumb it was, and we homoed. It's like some of the Resident Evils, like the Revelations and some of the stuff. Some of you are regular commenters on that stuff, and I appreciate that, but Lost Crown was the one where people really got on that shit, and that's what I enjoyed the most, I think. Do you, Nudes ask, do you plan to do any side-by-side streams with Kiko like you did with Daggerfall? There's a few of you that have asked that. Sadly, no, I don't think so. Because, well, my internet's been shit lately, and there's no foreseeable fix in the future, save me maybe moving and hoping it's not my hardware or software. I've simply tried everything, so my streaming has just gone up the arse. That, and I need Kiko for all of it, and Daggerfall is a long fucking game. It is ridiculously long, and probably gets boring very, very easily. But yeah, it was fun doing that with him, but we're not gonna be able to do all of it, I think. And also, when my computer died, with the water damage shit I had in November, Daggerfall save went with it, and with that went Stumbly. And I think Stumbly, the main reason that fucker kept being able to get away with everything and had max positive reputation was because of a bug. I think because I pickpocketed the halts while backpedaling like a motherfucker, I was able to make the... it's like Gandhi in Civilization. There was a thing where he was set to, I think, 0 aggressiveness or something, but as soon as you you get, I think you get democracy or aggressiveness automatically goes down by 1, and apparently this puts him into not negative, and he became the most aggressive motherfucker alive. Anyway, I think a similar thing happened with Stumbly, because he simply became so fucking unpopular. Excuse me, I'm forgetting to breathe. He became so fucking unpopular that he became popular and could talk his way out of everything, even though he was a complete cunt. And that bug, I think, will be impossible to recreate, because I have no idea what the fuck happened beyond what I just said. Let's see here. Uncle Andy asks, favorite beetle? The snout beetle, I think. The DK snout beetle. It's such a little thing, and it has a nose, and it's just cute. Any particular reason you like beetles so much? They're pretty much a creature like a bumblebee that's 90% arse. I just find it adorable. They just wiggle around in this little way, and they always look like these little old men going like, "Oh, I'm just a little beetle. This life is tough for me. Look at me." And it's like this little bum wiggling, these little legs struggling to do it. And especially with the snout beetle, it's got that little snout, so it looks like, might sniff you a little bit if I come close. But that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just a poor beetle. It's very cute. Amin Hakel asks, and this is a fine man that's been with me since the beginning, since me as Marta. Good man. Are you employed of... Oh, I already answered that. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Senior Rufert. Well, yeah, I guess I am old. Yeah, but which European countries have you been... Oh, I've answered that already. Sorry. Hetero Gamer Guardian 490 or something. You always refer to yourself as an old man, but how old are you? In order to keep this video relevant, I'm going to say that I was born in 1983 in January. Instead, if I just said how old I was right now, this might not be true if you're watching this later down the line. So, pull out some math there. What do I do for a living? Answered that. Politically, where do you stand? That's something you usually never answer. I generally try to just stay out of politics. I think it's kind of like a shit buffet. It's like, here's someone who... This bucket is someone who's had the runs, there's someone with too much fiber, there's someone with that and that and that. And it's like, which turd would you like to eat? Well, I would like to opt out. I would not like to eat shit. Well, yeah. Blah. Life advice. Well, don't be a cunt. Is usually alright. Don't be a dead set cunt. Nothing means anything anyway, and becoming an adult is realizing that. So, when you're young, you're told there's a purpose to everything, slowly realizing that there isn't. There's some end goal, you'll reach a point where you'll finally be happy. That's just not true. So, try to not let that crush you. Will Boyce ever get his own YouTube channel? Mr. Boyce is a lady. And no, probably not. She makes appearances on streams and sometimes in Let's Plays, and sometimes gets her own videos, but there's only so much kidnap I can put on a video. Ugly Wretch asks, how do you portray characters you play in Cthulhu and Paranoia? They always... ... ellipses with an extra dot. Unusual characters who mumble, ignore the situation to cook, and other odd things that makes listening to them so much more enjoyable. Yeah, I try not to do so much random shit, but sometimes when I panic, especially in the first few RPs where I was a little bit nervous maybe, I tended to panic and do dumb shit instead of actually following the plot, also because following the plot is extremely difficult for me. I've started taking notes a lot. I've only realized there was something with my brain recently, so I'm starting to work around it, which means that I function a lot better now. Yeah, that's sort of the reason of some of the random stuff. The way they speak, I think, is because I don't feel that in our RP groups people are very good at differentiating between when they do something and when their character does something, which means that a lot of out of character shit gets mixed in with in character shit, and it just becomes a bit of a mess. So It's like when people, I always try to refer to my guy in third person when I when he does something. If I, like some people, say I do this and that, then there's no telling if it's your character doing something or if it's you doing something, and it just becomes this big mess. So I always refer to my character in third person, and I try to give him a distinct way of speaking so that it's clear to everyone when it's my character speaking and when it's me speaking. It's just to try and keep track of that shit. Do you plan to going back to Daggerfall? Sorry, answer that and no. Favorite food? That's probably something my mother makes, which is fish with parsley sauce and some carrots and some. Put up a picture here. Ugh. Any thoughts on England potentially leaving the EU? No. Are you wearing matching socks right now? They're the same color. Does that mean they're matching? I mean, they're not the same thickness or length, but I mean, matching means color, right? Benny LaBally asks, Bally, actually the last bit of your name means buttock in DK. I'll just have you know that. When will you begin your journey into recording your gaming sessions? I think I answered that already. But I haven't forgotten about you just because the other guy said something. Actually, I think I've arranged this by. Oh, sorry. I forget to breathe. I think I've arranged this by newest first, so yeah, it's not even come first. So first, it's. I think we all want to know. Something Screams asked, how did you become so good at QTEs? I like to simply misunderstand that on purpose and think that you like to call me a cutie. Thank you. Beetle inquires, favorite potato? I don't know, there's so many. I think those little ones that you can just scrub to get the peel off, and then what do you mean? Do you mean potato species, or how to prepare potato for nibbling? I don't know. There's so many potatoes. It's like beetles. I don't know. Cybert asks, what was the first computer system you played games on? Which is the first you owned yourself? That's actually the one and the same. My cousin had one, Commodore 64, before me, but then I got one anyway, so it was both the first I played on and the first I owned. Favorite ice cream flavor? Am I boring if I say vanilla? I like the dime one as well, and banana. I don't know. There's this ice cream place around here that makes the ice cream have a really, really strong flavor. So vanilla is actually not that vanilla there. It's really good. How do you become so good at the Resident Evil games? I don't know. Am I good at them? I'm not really sure how you can be good at Resident Evil. Assuming you're not taking the piss here, Resident Evil 0 and Remake are all about knowing where to go and not doing unnecessary shit. I fucked that up majorly in 0 because I thought I remembered stuff and I didn't. But yeah, it's pretty much just having played it once before is the easiest way to get good at Resident Evil, the classic ones anyway. Which is why I feel it's important that you play it on at least normal when you play it the first time, because you're only going to get that experience once. The game gets massively easier as soon as you've done it once already. So I wholeheartedly recommend, if you haven't played any of the remasters, play them on at least normal when you do it the first time. You'll never get that experience again. Did you play any pen and paper role-playing games before? If so, which systems? No, I didn't, actually. I played that one thing on that site I mentioned, but yeah, apart from that, you've seen everything I've been in. Do you tend to keep books you read or sell them off when finished? I pretty much exclusively read ebooks. I hate clutter, and I think that papers, newspapers, physical media for games, stuff like that is a tremendous waste. Not because I'm not that wasteful myself, but I just feel that something existing when it really there's no need to is a bit of a waste. So I used to have some books. The only books I have is the big Lovecraft one and some cookbooks and books where you have to look stuff up, that where the ebook format just isn't very suitable for it. So yeah, which Internet Explorer are you using? Well, Microsoft Edge is trying to make its way onto my system, but I keep beating it down with Chrome. So, is there anybody there? Let's see here. Cocculus. All right, mate. I got some questions for you. What sort of hardware is in your PC? I actually had that ready, but now I've forgotten. I've got some... actually, I can probably click a button to see. Sorry about this. I should really edit this out, but I'm not gonna because I'm a lazy cunt. It's shameful I don't know this. Right, we got a i7, 4 GHz quad core, 16 gigabytes of RAM, Windows 10, sadly, and we got a GTX 940, I think. It's not a good computer by any stretch of the imagination, but the problem was when my computer fucking died, my old one died to that stupid water damage thing. I wanted to get a new one, but all the new stuff like the Nvidia GTX 1080 is coming out not long from now, and I was gonna wait until then and get all the best stuff at the same price that I bought all the shit stuff for back then, but my computer was not having it and fucking killed itself. So yeah, that happened. Actually, yeah, my graphics card killed itself while I was recording Resident Evil, the first one, I think. Yeah. So yeah, right now I have a medium rig, so I can justify upgrading later. Are you single and ready to mingle with me? I'm not sure I'm comfortable with someone called Cocculus. I think I'm a little intimidated by that. You would have to elaborate. Burned. Is this a German first name, I think? I don't know who that is. Let's see here. If you were stranded on an island with Nigel, Carissa from Oxenfree, and Chris's biceps, would you still be alone against the encroaching darkness of mortality? Would they all hear the howling winds of certainty when you spread your legs? I certainly wouldn't like to spread my legs for Chris's biceps, or Nigel for that matter. Clarissa looked lanky enough that she could probably fit up there without any stress to my ass. I don't know what. I think I would probably make sure that no one got off the island. I'd actually, yeah, you probably haven't seen the last Oxenfree. I didn't mind Clarissa that much. Ren was what annoyed me the most. Nigel's just a fucking mong. Jaime Fails asks, we know where your least favorite voice acting comes from, but where's your favoritists of favorite VA performances? Pray tell Rufus. Well, I think Simon Templeman in the original Legacy of Kain's. But that's just... It's a difficult question because there's two components to good voice acting, I think. How well you voice yourself, which is often done through monologue and shit like that. Kain did that a lot in the Soul Reaver games, and I think he was awesome at it. Same with the narrator in... what's it called? Darkest Dungeon. Also very good. But how you back and forth with another character, how natural that seems, is very, very difficult to do. That's one of the biggest crimes Lost Crown did. The fact that the people talking to each other seemed like they had no idea the other person was there, and they were sort of talking to their own demented arse or something. I think Oxenfree did that really, really well. The way... Say what you will about the characters, their personalities, and how stupid they were, they seemed like teenagers, real teenagers, having conversations like they normally would. So I think it's a toss-up between Templeman and that. Also, they interrupted each other every now and then. People do that. And yeah, it's weird. It's like you see it in anime sometimes where a guy is standing guard or something like that, and some cunt sneaks up on him, and then the cunt that sneaks up on him says something to him that might take like a 5-second sentence, and then, only then, when he's done speaking, the guy standing guard goes, "Ugh!" Normally you just fucking scream as soon as there's someone there. it's kind of like bad voice acting has a part of that. Where the fuck, Mr. Greenscarf asks, where the fuck are you located in Denmark? I believe I've shown that. How did you, Weenie, and the others meet? I believe, well, we haven't met in real life, but yeah. So then, yeah, I answered that before as well. How come your Danish accent is nearly non-existent when speaking English? Is it? I don't know. Weenie says I sound more foreign when I read stuff. So I guess that's that. I don't know. I've been speaking English for a while. I thought my English was better previously, but then I had an English girlfriend that I lived with for a bit, and I feel like my English got worse. I can't really judge that though, because normally as you get older you just get more critical of your stuff, and when you're younger you think you're the fucking bee's knees when you're really a complete shitter. So I don't really know. Let's see here. What games are you looking forward to this year? I don't know what's coming out this year. I get excited easily about stuff, so I generally tend to not look at anything, because waiting for something, yeah, my brain sort of works in overdrive, and I can sit here and I can think about something so much that I get sick of it before I even get it. So I tend to try, and anything that's outside my grasp anyway for a long time, I tend to try and forget about. But for right now, let's say Warhammer, Total War Warhammer, because I'm going to stream that. It's going to be fun if my machine can run it, and if my stream will not crash repeatedly because there's something wrong with my fucking PC. My PC build covered that. Microphone gear. I have a Blue Yeti microphone, pop filter, Blue Yeti, one of those shock mounts, and then I have one of those Rode arms for it. People call them Rode, but that letter they have, the O with the little line through it, that's an O, and that actually means red or the red when it's like that. The company says it's to honor the Scandinavian heritage, but if they did that, they would make the fucking things red and pronounce it properly. So yeah, I got one of those arms. Sadly, it's connected to my table. The main problem I have right now, I think, is the fact that my keyboard is extremely loud, and I can't seem to get it out of ass. I'll have to buy a worse keyboard to play with. Favorite game of all time? Fuck. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I tend to play things to death to the point of hating them. Same with food. Favorite. Fuck. It's weird because I want to say FTL, but if I think about if I want to play FTL right now, the answer is no, and I feel like that sort of has an impact on it. I don't know, I can't answer that. Most hated game of all time. I was never forced to play anything, so, well, except for Lost Crown by you assholes, so let's have Lost Crown have that. How do magnets work? I knew that back in grade school. Something about poles, the Polish. I don't know. Zealous Ness. Was I the 500th subscriber? I subbed yesterday. Do I get a prize? Well, you could have gotten a prize, but I don't know. I don't think you were. YouTube does this weird thing where it shows me who subscribes. It shows the number first, then it shows the people in the list in batches, so I don't know who was there when. Whatever happened to Burning Wheel? It was my favorite role-playing game to listen to and to work, and you were my favorite kid. Aw, why did it come to an end? I assume you mean the one with the Kiko and stuff, not the one I'm doing right now. Hint, hint, watch it. There was some differences of opinion about how to play, and we just never got into it again, which is sad because I like Cthulhu, but I think that one was my favorite as well. Cthulhu's still good though. No diss on Kiko or anything. Favorite flavor of jam? I'm boring. Pie to Julio. That's probably just fucking strawberry. I generally don't eat jam because I like butter, but I can't deal with lactose. So I always want white bread or a little roll or something, and then some butter on, and then some strawberry jam, and then I shit like a bastard afterwards. So I generally don't do that. Dunstan. 1. What was the... Oh. Fucking, I do an AMA and Roofer has to have one. I see. Alright, here's some snark with the dumb questions. Who's the real star of this channel, and why is it Dunstan? It's Dunstan from The Burning Wheel. What's your favorite crustacean, and why is it a crab? It's a crab. Long term, do you intend to earn a living from this channel, and will you be able to do that without bad acting, hammed up reactions, or face cam? To all of those, no. I would like to make a living from this, but I don't think I could do it without bad acting, hammed up reaction, or face cam. Although I wouldn't mind face cam, there's a place and a time for it, and that hasn't appeared yet. I could probably have done this video with face cam if it hadn't been so messy in here today, and I didn't look like some sort of sniffly cunt. Once for yes, twice for no. What's your name? Robert. I think that was actually all of them. Yeah, I'm going to call this part 1, so if more bits show up in this, I'm going to put it in there and put it in part 2. So keep asking dumb fucking questions, and I'll homo. Time for listening to this. Jesus Christ, it's longer than a set of my normal crap. Fuck me.